I knew something was wrong the moment my front door opened without a knock. The lock turned with a confidence that wasn't mine. I had just finished folding laundry. The quiet kind of evening that feels earned when you've paid your own rent, stocked your own fridge, learned to sit in your own silence. The apartment wasn't large. One bedroom. Narrow hallway. A window that looked at the side of another building. But it was mine in the only way that mattered. I signed for it. I paid for it. I kept it running. The door swung open hard enough to hit the stopper. My mother walked in first. Behind her, my younger sister struggled with two oversized suitcases that scraped along the tile. "Sweetheart," my mother announced brightly, as if she were entering a surprise party instead of my living room. "Meet the new owner of your apartment." She stepped aside dramatically. There was no one behind her, just my sister, flushed and irritated from draggant movage. I didn't move. "What?" I asked. My mother didn't lower her voice. "We spoke to someone. Things have been arranged. Your sister needs a place closer to her university, and this one makes more sense." My sister dropped the suitcase handle. "I'll take the bedroom," she said casually. "You can use the living room. It's basically the same size." The words floated in the air like they were harmless. Like this was logistics. My mother walked past me toward the hallway. "I'm taking your bedroom for your sister," she declared over her shoulder. "So throw all your stuff out immediately. Don't make this difficult." And then, almost absently, she grabbed my jacket from the hook near the door and tossed it toward me. It hit my chest and slid to the floor. No one yelled. No one threatened. They just began opening drawers. That was the part that stung, the assumption. My dresser, my closet, my bed. They weren't angry. They were certain. I stood there longer than I should have. Because there was a familiar gravity in moments like this. Growing up, resistance had always been labeled disrespect. Boundaries were moods, preferences were selfishness. My sister had needs, I had flexibility. I felt that old instinct rise, just adjust. Avoid conflict, keep peace. My sister was already in my bedroom pulling hangers down. "Can you move faster?" she called. "I don't want to unpack twice." My mother reappeared holding one of my sweaters. "Why are you staring? Start clearing space." I bent down and picked up my jacket, and that's when I smiled, not because it was funny. Because something inside me settled. They hadn't asked a single question. They hadn't looked around carefully. They hadn't noticed the folder on the kitchen counter. 6 months earlier, when my landlord mentioned he was thinking of selling the building, I hadn't panicked. I had asked questions. I had saved. I had spoken to a bank. I had read everything twice. I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell anyone. When the sale finalized, the deed didn't transfer to a stranger. It transferred to me. I wasn't renting anymore. I owned it. The building management still handled maintenance. The paperwork was clean. Recorded, filed. My mother thought she'd spoken to someone. I could guess who. An old maintenance worker who no longer had authority, but liked sounding important. They hadn't checked. They never checked. I walked calmly to the kitchen and picked up the folder. "Mom," I said evenly. "Who did you speak to?" She didn't answer the question. "Don't start being dramatic. We already handled it. It's done." "No," I said gently. "It isn't." My sister stepped into the hallway. "Are you seriously going to make this difficult?" I held the folder out. Not dramatically, just offering it. "This apartment was sold," I said. My mother's expression shifted slightly. A flicker, but it wasn't sold to someone else. Silence has weight when it lands properly. "I bought it." They both blinked at me. My sister laughed first. "Stop." I opened the folder and placed the deed on the dining table. My name, typed clearly, stamped signed. My mother stepped closer. "This isn't funny." "It's not," I said. She scanned the page. Her mouth tightened. "That doesn't mean." "It means," I interrupted quietly, "that no one can reassign rooms in my home." I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse, I simply stood still. My sister's posture changed first. She looked at the suitcases like they no longer belonged in the room. My mother tried to recover. "Well, we didn't know. You should have told us." "You didn't ask," I replied. There it was, the external shift. No drama, no police, no screaming neighbors. Just documentation on a table. Authority didn't arrive with sirens. It was already printed in black ink. My sister crossed her arms. "So what, you're kicking me out?" "I'm saying," I answered carefully, "that this is my home. And if you need help finding one, I can help. But you don't get to take this one. My mother's voice lowered. After everything we've done for you. The sentence hung, heavy and familiar. And for a second, guilt tried to crawl back in. But ownership does something subtle. It changes your spine. I appreciate what you've done, I said. That's why I made sure I could stand on my own. No one spoke for several seconds. The apartment felt different. Not because of victory but because of clarity. My sister quietly rolled her suitcase back toward the door. My mother lingered. You've changed, she said. Maybe I had. Or maybe I'd stopped shrinking. She looked at the deed one more time before turning away. When the door closed behind them, the apartment returned to its usual silence. Not triumphant, not loud, just steady. I walked into my bedroom, still mine, and sat on the edge of the bed they had tried to claim. My hands were shaking now that it was over, not from fear. From release. The relationship didn't collapse that day. But something cooled. Visits became scheduled. Calls became shorter. My sister found another place. My mother stopped announcing things as if they were facts. A week later, I changed the locks. Not out of anger. Out of alignment. The apartment still isn't large. The window still faces another wall. But the quiet inside it feels different now. It feels chosen. And for the first time in my life, when someone opens the door, it will be because I invited them.